Hey, my name is Kimberley Darley, and I'm coming to you from Columbia, South Carolina. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, I want to talk to y'all about don't accept the diagnosis. That's right, don't accept that diagnosis. Sometime in 2007, I was diagnosed with sleep apnea. Yes, sleep apnea. And once I found out I had sleep apnea, it was like I held on to that diagnosis because it was making me fatigue. It was making me sleepy. I was running late for work. I couldn't get up in the morning. I mean, this had really caused me to go in a state of I just didn't want to get up, basically. But I knew I had to get up because I had to get to a job to provide for my family, right? So as time went along, I kept running late for work. I mean, it came to a point where I had to. I'm a school teacher. During that time, I'm a former school teacher. So during that time, I was a school teacher. So my job was a pre-K teacher. I had to be to work at 7:30. No, I had to be to work at 7:15. School started at 7:30. So it came to the point where I had to ask my team members to watch my kids for me because I was running late. It came to the point where I printed out a brochure about sleep apnea to let my team members understand, what I was going through. Although they said they understood and they would help, I still felt incomplete. I still felt like I can't continue to go on like this. So my principal noticed that I was having running late, and she decides to write me up, basically. And I remember the write-up had A, B, C, D, E, F, maybe G, things listed on the paperwork. Basically telling me I need to be on time for work. I couldn't miss any more professional developments to go to doctor's appointments. I needed to be to work at a specific time. Just a lot of stuff that she had written on the paperwork. But I knew she was doing it for her, to cover her back. But also it still made me feel like, well, dog, nothing's happening. Everything's straight. The kids are still being looked after, But all this stuff was just going through my mind as years went on. So I decided that, I can't do this anymore. I can't continue to put this pressure on me, put this pressure on my my team members, and like I said, even though they were saying they were fine with it, because I did a lot. I did a lot at the school. I was grade level chair at one point during my tenure, and we had an event called Spring Fling that we did every year with our pre-K students, and I always made myself available, when we needed to do certain things. So I felt like that would have taken the place of me running late. But still, in the back of my head, I was like, this is just too much. I can't continue to go on like this. I can't continue to let this part of my life attack me like this. Like, I can't, So I thought, well, this let me leave the school and work from home business. That way I could work my business at home and not have to worry about getting up to make it to the job site. See what I'm saying? So I had it all planned out. I'm going somewhere now. Because now I was there talking about don't accept the diagnosis. That's right, still don't accept that a diagnosis. However, and that's the thing about it too. With that, the sleep apnea, it makes you lose your train of thought at times too. So let me get back to what I was talking about. Don't accept the diagnosis. So after I was going through all that with the schoolhouse, and I said I wanted to get all this behind me. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave. And I thought I had everything planned out. Yeah, I thought I had everything planned out. But God had other plans for me. I said I was gonna do this with my 401k. I was gonna get me an apartment. I was gonna work my business. I was making $1,000 a week with the business I was in. At the time, I'm in a different business now, so you can go on my other videos on my channel and check out the business I'm doing now. But I had a plan, y'all, and that plan did not pan out. Okay, God had some other plans for me. So so let me get into this. So I had started my spiritual journey in 2014 too. So 2007, 7 years later, I started my journey, my spiritual journey. So all through this, I was praying to God, getting an intimate relationship with God, and things. And that's why I remember write the vision, make it plain, listening to other people, and how well they was doing in network marketing at the time. So my focus was, let me be home with my kids, because at the time they were young. I want to be home with my kids, and I can have the time and freedom. So that was my main goal too, once I decided I was going to leave the schoolhouse. So after now it's 2016, I decided, okay, I'm leaving the school. Those plans now were out with the business. So I ended up working as a substitute teacher. Okay, so I'm working as a substitute teacher, and God is taking me through so many experiences, y'all. I mean, I was lied on at one school. I had to stop teaching there. I was going through a lot with my sons, and I'll go into that later, because my main focus is don't accept the diagnosis. So as I was going through the wilderness and God was taking me through all these experiences, because I went from God handed me everything I want, because I was like, I'm gonna get me a full-time substitute job at the school district, and lo and behold, He gave it to me. I wrote down how much money I wanted to make. Lo and behold, He gave it to me, and everything was good in 2017. But as 2017 went on, and then 2018 came, and 2019 came, it seemed like stuff started going downhill. And I was going through, y'all. That full testimony is coming soon. But let me stick with don't accept the diagnosis. But through all of that, I realized I shouldn't have made that move so quickly with leaving the schoolhouse. I probably should have stayed. Well, actually, I guess I should have stayed. And I'll talk about that later too. But through my process, I learned that I was going through all that, trying to make people understand what I was going through because of that diagnosis. But if I wouldn't have held on to that diagnosis, I would have been set free. You hear me? But I guess, well, now, and ain't no guess, I know now God wanted me, because He knew that I would tell the story. I would be the one that be transparent about it. Okay, so I held on to that diagnosis of that sleep apnea, which actually turned into idiopathic hypersomnia, because now I got in between narcolepsy and sleep apnea. So now they calling it idiopathic hypersomnia. And my doctor said would go to her every 6 months, and I would tell her I'm still, and they would ask you the same questions over and over again. Okay, about how's your sleep habits? What time you go to sleep? Oh, and one thing too, and they were saying, and I was like, well doctor, what can I do to help me? She's like, really nothing. There's really nothing you could do, because this medication is like a Band-Aid. When she said that, I was like, I will not hold on to this diagnosis anymore. I will not let this diagnosis of having idiopathic hypersomnia hold me down any longer. So when I stopped accepting the diagnosis, I'm telling you, my eyes were open. I was able to start getting up, and not using the diagnosis as a crutch. Like, I couldn't get up because I couldn't wake up. My eyes are heavy, and now my eyes still be heavy a little bit, and I still feel a little fatigued. But guess what? It ain't bad as how it was when I was holding on to that diagnosis, y'all. I'm trying to tell you. And I praise God through it all. I hope I ain't all over the place, but I want to let you all know, don't hold on to the diagnosis. I believe God takes us through things. Well, I know God takes us through things to be a solution for someone else. And I was in a group. I had to get out that group. I was in a group of people who were diagnosed with idiopathic hypersomnia. And all they would do is complain. How they can't get up, how they late for work, the same things I've been going through. But when I released that thing and I stopped saying, I can't get up because of this, this diagnosis. I can't, I'm tired. I just can't, my legs feel heavy and all that. I still have some of the symptoms, because as I'm sitting here, my legs feel, kind of stiff a little bit. But it's all about managing what you got going on, and don't be so focused in on what your body is telling you. Okay? So I've learned that you have to take it out your mind. Regardless of how you feel, you got to keep on going. Because I tell you, remember I told you I started substitute teaching, right? So I was getting up, not complaining, not being, running late and stuff. I was able to get up because I stopped. I stopped making excuse about that diagnosis. I know some people go through some other diagnoses, like cancer and stuff like that. And I still say the same thing, because God is taking you through that sickness for a reason, to help somebody else. Because I've seen so many people pull through cancer. They're at the end ringing the bell. I just went to one of my cousins' celebration because she was able to ring the bell. She was done with her chemo. Okay? So, guys, I'm telling you, don't accept that diagnosis. Don't hold on to it. Release yourself from that diagnosis. Because, and another thing, I went to the point where I wanted to be proactive when I was working, to go to rehabilitation, and I wanted to try to get disability. But I said, I'm more powerful than this. It's no way I want to be connected to disability. Thinking, okay, this could be my income for me while I'm not working. I went, so of course you're going to go through rehabilitation and stuff, and they're going to help you whatever you need to do so you can keep your job. So I did that. I was going there to exercise so my goal was, to get some weight off me. Y'all know, people who've been following me for a while, on my other social media, I'm just telling you, I've been trying to lose weight for the longest, even before I found out I had idiopathic hypersomnia. So everybody know losing weight is a hard thing, and it always starts here. So I had to start being intentional about that. I would lose the weight and gain it back, lose the weight, gain it back. But I don't want to keep going off subject. But don't hold on to that diagnosis, y'all. If you want to talk to me, get in touch with me, because that's what the enemy wants you to do. And you know, the enemy is your circumstance in this right here. Yes, it all starts here. So once you put in your mind, I'm not going to accept that diagnosis. Yes, I still got idiopathic heart insomnia, but I'm not going to keep making it an excuse for me not to do what I need to do. I am working through the pain, just like Coach G be teaching us, because he has the same thing too. You got to work through that pain. You cannot make these, because you are too powerful. You know, God put you on this earth to be a solution to others. So you got to get through whatever you're going through. I'm just excited about my future. And I know I got a voice. I got things to say. So, with that being said, I came on to let y'all know, don't accept the diagnosis, okay? The medication is only a Band-Aid, okay? It's helping you manage your diagnosis, okay? That's all it's doing. So you have to take the steps of making yourself better. And I know the number one thing is that I'm on this health and wellness journey, and I'm being intentional about it, that you got to mind what you put in your belly, mind what you put in your body. Because the saying that goes, your body is your temple, it truly is. And everything starts in those diseases start in your gut. So we got to eat the right things, put the right things in our body. Okay? So don't accept the diagnosis, y'all. I love y'all. Thank y'all for jumping on. And if you just want some more encouragement, you know what channel to come to. Kimberley Darley from Columbia, South Carolina. Love y'all. Be blessed.